I'm Zoe Chrisostomides. At Hollis Hills Farm, maple syrup season is in full swing. Fitchburg is giving the community a closer look at how maple syrup is made, from tree to table.
Right after Christmas, we start going out in the woods. We start clearing all of the debris that's fallen. From there, we start tapping the trees. When that sap starts coming, we start boiling it when we have enough.
The process depends on the weather. When nights drop below freezing and days warm up, sap begins to flow through the trees.
When that probe hits 229.9 degrees, this valve will open, and I'm going to get a draw of syrup.
A Fitchburg cancer survivor is turning her personal journey into action. Events like this fundraiser and upcoming events like Light the Town Purple are a way to give back and bring her community together in support of cancer survivors and research.
I am an 8.5-year survivor, breast cancer survivor. I was diagnosed in November of 2017. I found my own lump.
After an initial mammogram, Rosa was called back for additional testing, where doctors found a suspicious mass.
About 4 days later, I got the call that it was lobular breast cancer, and things happened really quickly at that point. I found out on a Friday. I had the biopsy on a Monday. I found out on a Friday. On Monday, I was at the doctor's office. The following Monday, I was having surgery.
But as Rosa began treatment, advances in cancer research changed both her diagnosis and her path forward. Rosa says research funded in part by organizations like the American Cancer Society helped make that possible.
Families filled Rheingold Elementary this morning for the school's annual Bunny Breakfast, where pancakes, games, and spring fun are bringing the community together.
Nearly 500 people filled Rheingold Elementary School, creating a festive space for families to gather and celebrate spring. Behind the scenes, the event was powered by a strong community effort.
The Bunny Breakfast has been going on for, I believe it is close to 35 years now, so it's a tradition that we have kept alive as a PTO.
For some of the youngest attendees, the excitement didn't stop at the activities. When asked what they were most excited about, the elementary schoolers had plenty to say.
I played all of the games. I made a really good cloth bunny on my first try. I have been playing games and taking pictures with the Easter Bunny. We're here to sell Girl Scout cookies. I like the breakfast and the games.
Organizers say the turnout reflects strong community support for Rheingold Elementary and highlights the importance of events that bring families together.
Events like these keep the community connected, one pancake breakfast at a time. Fitchburg State University is launching a new initiative to support women's athletics called She Soars. The program kicks off with an inaugural luncheon featuring Olympic medalist Gigi Marvin, alongside student-athlete speakers and a new way for supporters to get involved. President Donna Hodge says that the initiative was founded to elevate the experience of female student-athletes, making sure that they have the resources to succeed.
You know, there is so much momentum around athletics at Fitchburg State right now. The success of all of our teams is a huge driver for all of this. But starting women's ice hockey in fall of 2027, I can't lie, that's really the catalyst for all of this. We are so excited. Our board's approval for women's ice hockey in October was a very momentous occasion for this campus, and it'll go down in history.
An advocate of gender equality in sports, Gigi Marvin, spoke about perseverance and a championship mindset in the next generation of female athletes.
And so it's really cool that Fitchburg State University is going to be able to have a women's hockey program pretty soon, and I'm really thrilled. I'm really excited for them, and I can't wait to see it come to fruition. I mean, the resources, the support, the marketing levels, the skills coaches, the equipment managers, it's all incredible, and it's amazing to see 17,000 plus being in arenas across North America.
After the reception, Marvin ran through drills at the Wallace Civic Center with founding members of the Women's Ice Hockey Club, giving the members an unforgettable memory.
Simon Park is encouraging the public to get outside this winter. Visitors are encouraged to try snowshoeing, hiking, or even cross-country skiing, all part of an effort to keep the outdoor traditions active.
Free skiing on Saturdays has become a February tradition. Members can use the trails during daylight hours year-round, and annual memberships are available for anyone who wants to continue participating in the park's activities.
February has been a tradition that we have free skiing. The organization's been here for 125 years. We've enjoyed this park for that long.
From longtime members to new visitors, Simon Park continues to bring people together through shared traditions and a love for outdoor activities. For some, the trails have become a personal place to reset during the winter conditions.
It's the way that I get through all the snow. It's beautiful. The nature is beautiful. The peace is beautiful. It's my little escape into heaven.
Cambodian activist Loong Ung, author of First They Killed My Father, visited the Fitchburg Senior Center and Fitchburg High School, sharing her story of surviving the Khmer Rouge genocide.
I came to America in 1980 and nobody knew anything about Cambodia. And that was really, really tough for me, actually, growing up, coming from where I came from with the story I have, and people not understanding and not knowing anything about it.
At first, she couldn't talk about it. Instead, she turned to writing, filling journals with memories she couldn't say out loud.
It was just the more I spoke, the harder it got for me to speak about the trauma. And what I did instead was, when I couldn't speak about it, I started writing. I wrote in my journal, I wrote in my diary, and I just wrote all the time, all the stories I couldn't tell.
Years later, those journals became her book. But she says one moment pushed her to share her story with the world, hearing the Khmer Rouge leader Pol Pot describe the genocide as an act of love.
And I was so angry. I was like, no, this is not what love looks like.
The Fitchburg's Board of Health is considering changes to the city's tobacco regulations. At the center of the debate is a proposal that would limit the nicotine content of oral nicotine pouches sold in Fitchburg. The Board of Health is proposing a cap that would limit nicotine pouches to no more than 6 milligrams of nicotine per pouch. If adopted, the rule would stop local retailers from selling higher-strength products that some adult consumers say they use as an alternative to traditional cigarettes.
I don't really buy the public health argument, especially where it concerns nicotine pouches, because I've yet to see the science that making these less harmful products less available is good for public health.
Retail advocates argue nicotine pouches are often marked towards adult smokers trying to transition away from combustible tobacco products.
When the brain of a young person becomes addicted, that makes structural changes that actually stay with the person and make it more difficult to quit later on in life.
Public health officials also pointed to a rise in nicotine pouch use among both youth and adults, along with an increase in nicotine-related poison control calls, as a reason for reviewing product strength limits. Hello and welcome to this special edition of North Central News. My name is Zoe Chrisostomides, and I am honored to be joined today by Fitchburg Police Chief Ernest Martineau. What inspired you to pursue a career in law enforcement?
I was part of the student council, and part of the student council was you had to organize the school dances and things like that. During those days, we would hire an off-duty police officer to work the dances. And the first dance, I spent the night talking to the police officer working the detail, and I was more intrigued about what he did and what type of, what it was like to be a police officer.
What has been the most rewarding part of your career?
Knowing that at some point during the last, I've been a police officer now for 37 years.
Oh, wow.
So knowing that there was many times during that career that I impacted someone's life.
You said you've been working in law enforcement for 37 years?
37.
Wow, that's a really long time. You may not be able to pinpoint an exact moment, but why don't you talk about the challenges you've had over time?
After this long in law enforcement, I've seen it change drastically, the way we did things 37 years ago versus how we do it today.
Yeah, I can imagine.
and I think we've really grown as a profession on the way we do police people, which is very encouraging.